Hey, I'm Freddie Kraft, spotter for the Bubba Wallace and Dean Thompson today. How are you, Tommy?
That's pretty good. You want to just continue on? Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a little bit different looking edition of Door Bumper Clear. I'm Freddie Kraft, spotter for Bubba Wallace, Dean Thompson, and G over Zero this week. Thomas, how are you today?
Good, man. I'm real good.
Carson.
No, Carson. What happened to her?
Who? Yeah, she's gone. Replacing Carson, we have a special guest. We have a couple special guests, but I guess in Carson's seat, the winner of the Xfinity race, you remember you won this week?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
It
that.
just came to him last night.
Connor Zilisch is in the house. I don't know what to think
Crippled
of you,
up.
right?
Yeah.
How are we doing today, buddy?
Oh, I'm great. I had a doctor's appointment this morning. They told me that my collarbone was broken, and it's been good. It's been a long 48 hours, a lot of texts, a lot of way too much drama and publicity for me.
Your dad's the ones who had the most publicity.
I know. He likes it.
The Connor probably had one of my favorite texts that I've gotten in a long time. So he texted me the other night, and he's like, "I guess I'm the show of the week, huh?" And you might be the first person that's in house for their own show award, but we'll get to that later. But I said, "Damn it, rookie!" I said, "How many races do you have to win before you realize you got to put the window net back in?" He said, "I don't know. I guess 7." And speaking of winning, your winning spotter, the guy doesn't know how to lose lately. Josh Williams is in the house. What's up, Josh?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a pretty good run lately with Connor and SVG and Cup. So
Yeah, no. What was it?
And Lane, right? And Lane, right?
I feel like you've won half the races in the last 2 months, or maybe more than that.
11 of the last 20.
Yeah.
But that's not a brag. That's very lucky. It was every week in August I won something, so it was a good run.
Yeah, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Connor, back to you. I don't know how long we're going to keep you here, but keep you in this seat. I know you're not the most comfortable
I'm
shape
good.
right now, but how was aside from the nightmare after the race, how was your weekend on the track?
It was good. I felt like the truck race was a complete mess. I felt like we were in a good spot till I got wrecked by the 13, and that kind of ended our day there. And then Xfinity obviously went really well all the way through the weekend, or all the way through Saturday. Practice, qualifying, the race. All of it was good. Our car was really good. The JRM cars have obviously been lights out lately. The Cup car was decent. We were good in practice. I was, pretty much on par with SVG, and then qualifying, I don't know if I didn't ask for the right things or didn't, just drive it, but I didn't quite get everything out of it, and we had a little bit of a miscommunication there too that held us back. So, it didn't go our way in qualifying, but I guess I didn't really have to get to the point of figuring out what it was going to be like in the race. So, I guess I'll forget about that and just remember the Xfinity race and then bonking my head.
Tommy's a little upset with you because
I am pissed.
He picked you in DBC Picks for the Cup race.
Really?
this week.
I think you get a redraw or something.
Yeah, and I had SVG as an open, and I didn't know the new playoff rules reset with all the drivers, and I was keeping him for the Roval and using you up because you weren't going to run your Roval. Now you got hurt, and
You're not. Are you all right?
no, I'm not. I could have won.
Connor, the last couple of weeks, everybody's been about the fact that like the ARCA car was faster than the Cup car at Iowa. This week we saw Xfinity and Truck was a second faster than the Cup car in qualifying. Talked about the differences driving wise and maybe which one's the most fun to drive around a road course like that.
I would say the Xfinity car's the most fun, in my opinion. The Cup car, man, it just drives so weird. Like it just has nothing. There's no roll. There's nothing to lean on. Like it's just super stiff. You're on edge at all times. It's just very weird to drive. It's not a lot of fun either in the race. From what I watched, I didn't get to race it, but obviously, guys were struggling to make moves and, struggling to get within 2 or 3 car lengths of another car without, picking up tight. But, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I'm not an engineer, but, it's just very stiff. There's not a lot of feel. It's very numb feeling. The Xfinity car, you have a lot of roll. You can feel the tire a little better. There's a lot more sidewall to feel. So it's just different. It's just something that I got to get used to and learn, and I just haven't gotten there yet.
Do you feel that in the car that this thing is a second slower than what I just got out of.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, like the Xfinity car through the S's, even you're like we're almost wide open through the S's, and in the Cup car, I mean, you're lifting at the bottom of the hill, you're lifting at the top of the hill, like it just has no lateral grip at all. And that's the thing. I don't know what a good car drives like really. I haven't. I mean, I've driven 3 races, and you know, I need to get a better feel for what a good car feels like and what a fast car drives like to understand what I need out of the car. I just really don't know what I need out of the car right now, and that's kind of my biggest struggle is learning what to ask for after practice, because I feel like everywhere we go, like I practice okay, like Kodai was good in practice and then didn't qualify great, and same thing this weekend. I was really good in practice, you know, on par with Shane, and you know, was top 3, top 5 in all the averages, and went to qualify and just didn't have top 10 speed really. So yeah, I got to figure it out, but you know, I know that the speed is there. I just got to manage executing it.
I got a feeling you've got some time to figure it out.
I hope someone gives me some time. I obviously you said I have something to announce this week, but
well,
I don't know
think
my
when they
plans
seen you
yet.
fell on your head, they maybe held back on that. They're like, well, hold on a second. Josh, talk about you've worked with Connor all year in the Xfinity Series. Obviously, how much have you seen him change throughout the year? Obviously, he's rattled off. I don't even know what 6 wins now in the last. Yeah. It feels like the last just
4 of the last
months.
5.
Yeah. And like beginning of the year, obviously it wasn't that dominant. What have you seen in him throughout the year?
I think just honestly being a little more patient and just executing a lot. We've had speed pretty much everywhere we've been, even places he's never even seen before. Well, it don't always show, but the other 99% of the laps.
Patience.
Come on, Tommy. Throw me a bone.
Shane might disagree, but I'm just kidding. We'll get to that later.
But honestly, just executing. Like, we've had speed, but just knowing what he needs in the car. Him and Marty work awesome together. And then just, like I said, executing and knowing what he needs in the race. That's been the biggest thing of why we've routed off all these top 2 finishes every week. It's just been putting races together. We've had that speed most weeks.
Yeah, and I really feel that has to do a lot of his issues with the Cup stuff, right? I mean, him and Marty have worked, they've clicked, right? And once a crew chief and a driver clicks and they know exactly what he's feeling, what he's saying, you know, it doesn't necessarily. It gets to a point that he doesn't even have to say what the car is doing. He can just have a conversation. You can have a conversation with the driver and just all of a sudden know what to do. And the way that Xfinity car is running, them boys are clicking, right?
Absolutely.
And half the issue is with the Cup stuff, he's just getting plugged in with a good group, but they're part-time, right? They're not racing every weekend. They're not doing things in a repetitive system, right? And that hurts the driver, that hurts the crew. It's hard doing it part-time when you're racing against the guys that are full-time.
Yeah.
And you know, that's why the Xfinity car right now is clicking. I mean, it was just like a switch.
Yeah,
so.
I see it with my Xfinity car and my Cup car, and it's the same situation. It's taken Connor a couple months to kind of click, and we go to our meetings now, and we're all on the same page for whatever starts. And it's been the same thing with Shane. Like last year with his deal with Colleague, it was all over the place and trying to figure it out, and it took him 3 or 4 months this year into the season to kind of get to where he's competitive every weekend, knows what he needs, and it'll be the same thing with him once he gets in the Cup car a lot more often.
Yeah, I still feel they found something there. About 8-9 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, they found an issue that he didn't like in the car, and all of a sudden
the whole company's worked hard for all the cars. I mean, Ross has shown it too, so we've all been better in figuring out what we need.
What I know you're still going through doctor's appointments and stuff. Do you have any idea what your timeline looks like? I mean, I would assume you're probably going to be out for a little while.
Yeah. You know, I've talked about it a little bit, but yeah, I think it might be something that, you know, I might have to get surgery for. But in this case, I think surgery is something that speeds up the process. So you can get plates and screws and get it reconstructed back together. And, you know, Shane talked about it in his interview. He had an injury in 2021. He broke his collarbone, and you know, he had plates, screws, everything done. And he was racing back the next weekend. So, yeah, thankfully the collarbone is a relatively quick bone to fix and heal. So, yeah, it's better than, I mean, the last thing I remember, I was split on the door. So I had one leg in the car, one leg out the car. And the last thing I remember is thinking, I don't know why, but I thought I was going to break my femur. Like my leg was stuck. I thought I was going to get caught in the headrest and just I thought I was
scary,
done.
man.
Like I thought I was done. And then apparently the first thing I said when I came back to life and was resurrected is they said Michael Campbell, actually, Justin's PR guy, he was walking with me. I was on the stretcher, and I start turning the corner and coming back, and I was like talking gibberish, like just yapping away, and
you were in the race too.
Which I've seen you do this before, but
yeah.
before the fall.
Thanks. And I was basically not yelling, but I was talking to the medics, and I was like, I'm good. Like my shoulder hurts a little bit, but that's it. Like I'm fine. And they're like, no, like we're putting you on the stretcher. I'm in this neck brace, and I'm getting pulled away on the stretcher, and I'm like, apparently the first words that came out of my mouth that were legitimate were, God, everyone's gonna think I'm a because I was like, why am I on a stretcher right now? I feel fine. I didn't realize what had happened.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my goodness. I didn't even, so I'm driving down the road. I text, we get out of there, and somebody I guess Twitter started blowing up. Nick Payne or somebody was riding with me. They're like, what the hell's going on here? They're like, Connor fell down, and I'm like, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. He's not the most athletic person and sitting on this table at this table.
And then they're like, no, I think it's kind of bad. And then somebody pulled up the video, and I was like, oh, like, and you guys said you were on your way to Victory Lane, right?
I had just crossed the track, walking across the front stretch, and I saw him getting out on the big screen, and he fell. And like as soon as he landed, they cut the screen off. I'm like, oh, that was bad. And I got to Victory Lane, and it was just an eerie silence. And I'm like, this isn't going to be any kind of celebration. I'm out.
Yeah.
And then honestly, all night and Sunday, it kind of took some wind out of the sails.
You guys should have just went and celebrated without him.
Yeah, I know.
Just like,
Well,
it's just,
I asked in the hospital.
Is he alive? Is he alive? Oh, cool. All right.
I asked in the hospital. I was like, "Did you guys at least like take your pictures in Victory Lane?" And they're all like, "No." And I was like, "What the heck?"
That's why I wore my hat today, because I wanted to get a picture with him.
I was gonna go to Victory Lane when I was at the track yesterday and take a picture of Victory Lane, but I didn't.
You should have. That would have been.
I
good.
know. I was getting bombarded, and I didn't want to.
yeah, you don't have to see anybody.
Man,
I loved your tweet last night when they were kind of giving you the Trackhouse account of Shane getting out of the car slowly and your reaction with a GIF or whatever. That thing was funny.
Yeah.
Everybody knows me that I'm a smartass, and Shane was about to get out, and it was all I could do not to say, hey, just easy here.
Just please be careful.
Yeah. Well, I think that I'm not going to name names, but a driver, we were at the airport, and he goes, yeah, in our pre-race meeting today, that the whatever their comp director or whoever said that if we win, we can't stand on the car anymore. Like it was like a new rule for them. So
way to go.
The Connor rule.
The Connor rule.
You have for
killed
everybody.
celebrations. Yep. Sorry, guys. But
I think they'll all be okay if they just go ahead and just tuck that window net back in the window before you get up.
Yeah, but he was
there.
having issues.
Yeah, because he was stepped on the window
It
net.
is a mess.
I saw it on the way up. He stepped on it and almost slipped, and then he came.
The first thing I asked, I said, I wanted to make sure your dad was there, else because I was getting ready to get in the car and head over there, and they were like, "Yeah, his old man's were there." I'm like, "Okay,
His
cool."
old man's over there talking on him. Literally. That's
you
all
all right?
He was literally talking
It was. That's what I was looking for info, because that was going to be the truth.
What was what did he say?
I don't even remember. It was something like this.
What'd he say?
Silver lining. This is himself is no longer his most embarrassing moment.
And that was.
Can we talk about?
You said last night at 10. You did that at 10 years old. You told me.
Yeah, I was at 10 years old.
That wasn't when you were a baby.
No.
That's probably wasn't the last time either. I don't think. But it's just last time Dad knows about it.
Moving on.
Anyway, let's move on to the weekend. And Connor, you just dip out whenever the hell you want. You guys obviously, I think we saw 3 really dominant performances all weekend. I know the truck race got closer at the end, but I thought the best truck won, and Corey kind of dominated that race as well. But I mean, just talk about your day yesterday. It seemed kind of effortless as always.
Yeah, yesterday was just, I mean, our deal on that is just executing and let Shane do his thing, stay out of his way more than anything, and just if the strategies work out, we're going to kind of be in the game with him. So it's just not getting penalties, not having bad pit stops, just executing our day, and that's kind of where we were. You know, we wanted to get the lead early, and we ended up being second, just kind of bided our time from there and then played off of other strategies, and it worked out for us to be able to kind of control the second half of the race. So pretty smooth day for us. I mean, people think he's dominant, which he is, but a lot of that's just executing and managing our day to be there at the end.
That's the biggest thing I've noticed about him, especially on the road courses, is he's just not in a hurry to do anything. You know, like he was just kind of riding behind Blaney at the beginning of the race. Obviously, Blaney started to fade a little bit towards the end of that stage. He kind of got there. It was going to be a little harder to pass, and if he wanted to, he probably could have, but he didn't need. There was no point in rushing at that point. And then you kind of cycle ahead of Blaney, and then just everything kind of works out where you guys are on the box. You have such a big lead that you can run longer than us, pit, still come out in front of us with fresher tires, and then just continue to drive away. And I saw some tweets yesterday. It was funny. They were like, "Yeah, he's in the middle of his burnout when Bell finally crossed the line." That's tough. I don't even know. It was 11 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just a flawless day, Tommy. And I mean, I know you've had those days that, across the board where it's just everything kind of goes right.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key was I was surprised that they pitted at the second stage, and those other guys stayed out with the older tires, and I think that's what gave you guys the edge a little bit. You didn't fall that far behind, right? I think you, 8th and 9th?
No.
We started like 12th.
Were you?
Yeah.
But within a lap,
Yeah,
we were
it
like
was
3rd or
fifth,
4th.
Yeah, and it was crazy. I don't think at that time we realized, or a lot of people realized how bad the tire fall off was, and it really showed towards the end of the race, right? I mean, those guys that pitted right on the number in the third stage, the last 10, 12 laps, I could not believe the times that they were running. It was so bad, and the fall off was incredible.
it was real.
76 seconds, 77-second laps
Yeah.
by the end of it. The thing that really impressed me about Shane was we all did the same strategy where we short pit that stage. We all
first
kind of
stage.
came out the second stage where it was Shane, I think Ross, Briscoe, and us were the first 4 off pit road on that strategy.
Yeah.
And we went green, and Bubba's like, God dang it, I got no track position. Those guys stayed out. I'm like, well, they're older tires. We should be okay. And I think we restarted like 15, 16, something like that. And we went green, and Shane took off, and we didn't. Like the 3 of us stayed lined up behind everybody, and Shane just picking his way through. I was like, well, this is where this shows
Did
up.
you
how
think
much
you were going to follow him?
Well, no, I thought we were going to be like the way them guys fell hard at the first stage, like the 17 and the 60. They went like a ton of bricks in the back. I thought something similar was going to happen. And it started to happen later in that run. We were picking them off as they faded harder toward like more laps on the tires. But I thought we would at least kind of take off, not maybe follow him, but at least make some progress. And we stayed stuck, and he drove right to the lead. And I was like, well. We're going to work harder for this.
I think what happened there versus the first stage, there was only 3 of them that stayed out. So it was a little bit easier on fresh tires to start picking them off and sending them. When there's a bigger group, once they get stretched out, that's when the air starts to come into play. You can get a couple, right? But then all of a sudden you're hitting the wall, right? Your tires start to get hot a little bit, and it's a little bit harder. But he didn't have a problem.
Yeah. So that situation, I think the first 3 stayed out from stage 1.
Yeah.
And then there was like 7 or 8 that were like 10-lap tires.
Yeah.
We got those guys really fast. So they were all racing the guys that only had like 8, 9 laps on their stuff, and we were already in front of that.
Yeah.
Right.
So by the time they got it and it cycled, we were like 17 seconds ahead of the guys on our cycle.
Ross was the next one. He was way back.
Yeah.
So we just kind of had a really good restart and got the stuff that was hardest to pass, honestly.
Well, way to go.
Thank
you.
It was all spotter.
Great job.
for
All
sure.
spotter. The 3 corners you could see. You guys, you nailed it in those 3 corners.
My road course spotting is really trended high. This year.
You've really stepped your game up on these
Was
road
that
courses.
7 road course fans?
I think so. Yeah.
Who was helping you? I know Kyle.
So I have my best friend Kyle. That's my best man at my wedding. He was in the S's. And then I had Nick Tucker back in the bus stop. And then we had Jam that works here that helps on our Xfinity car over in that section between 5 and 6 after the accidents on
How was Jam in Victory Lane?
He was quick because the 87 plane left early. So
I
brought him a bottle of champagne today to celebrate because I
Nice,
think that was his first
nice.
cup win.
Yeah.
But he was pumped. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was pumped in Victory Lane Saturday.
Yeah.
Even for longer than most people were.
He probably still
didn't-
celebrates.
he didn't let that-
He's like this and you're upside down.
He didn't let Debbie Downer. He didn't let Debbie Downer over here ruin his day.
He was like this. Take a picture when he was on the stretch.
Yeah, we're going to do a selfie with him.
Zilisch is like out like a leg.
It was fun to have him there.
Talk about your day, either the race itself, but obviously, we'll get into it spot on, spot off. I don't know if you're going to be here for it, but the incident with SVG, I mean, I don't even know how many laps to go it was. You're clearly the better car. How hard is it to know how hard to push in that moment? And obviously, you guys get together. He ends up wrecking. I don't think you did it on purpose, but you can say on here if you did.
Yeah, no, I did not. I did not do that on purpose. Like, if I wanted to wreck him, I had 10 laps before. Like, I was doing literally everything in my power to try and pass him without touching him. And, I mean, I was behind him it had to have been at least 7 laps trying to pass him. And I was doing everything I could. I was lining him up in the brake zones, trying to force him to make a mistake. And he's just so hard to force into a mistake. So, I got alongside him going into 6th, the second to last corner, and I went a little deep and, went wide. And then, I was coming back onto the track and he's just going dead straight. And I expected him to open up the corner a little bit to give me room to re-enter. I guess hindsight, my only option to not wreck him was to lift. And I expected to have more space coming back onto the track, in which I didn't. And I wish I would have lifted and gone back after him, but I also wish I could have had some more space too. It was just we were fighting for the same spot, and he knew that as soon as I got the lead, I was I had the better car, and I was going to drive away and win the race if another caution didn't come out. So I understand his point. He was doing everything he could to keep me behind him, and then from my point of view, I was trying to pass him for seven or eight laps really clean, and he was being really aggressive blocking me, and that was my best shot that I'd had so far to get by him. And we met in the same spot, and like I told Josh, I said, if I wrecked a guy, tell me, don't lie to me.
Did you lie to him?
All right. Probably. But here's my scenario in it.
Probably.
Whatever
That's not what you said on the radio.
I know. That's why I'm here.
It's in the car. At that point, you don't want to piss him off.
Exactly. No matter what I say, he's going to feel one way or the other about it, and he's not going to have clarity until he talks to Shane or someone else way higher than me. So my job in that situation is to diffuse it.
Yep.
We'll focus on the rest of the race, and then we'll handle the rest of that later. And that's what I was trying to do. So
that's why I asked coming to the
I know,
checkered.
I know.
I was like,
you asked again?
Yeah,
yes,
coming to the checkered.
Off the carousel. Tell me, was it my fault?
Yeah.
He's celebrating down the straightaway. I'm like, hey, bro, we got to hit 2 more break-ins on him.
I come out of the carousel and I come on the radio. I'm like, dude, if I wrecked him, tell me. Just tell me tell me the truth. Did I wreck him? Because I knew at that point, they're not trying to maintain my emotion or anything.
Yeah.
I've already won the race. I'm coming to the checkered. I just want to know.
Were they honest with you at that point?
No, they still lied to me.
I let Marty talk to it. I'm like, you go ahead, Marty.
What did Marty say?
No, bud, you're good.
That's it.
Let me ask you this. How many curse words did you get out when you got shipped up the hill in turn 1 on the restart?
I wasn't that bad. I didn't say anything. I just went up to him, and the biggest thing that pisses me off, I went up to him, and I give him whatever, a little bump under caution, and
we're talking about Austin Hill.
Yes, Austin Hill. And he has the damn heart to just throw me deuces. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait till I get back to you. And there was 10 laps left. I mean, there was plenty of time. And yeah, he threw me deuces, and I was like, oh, this guy.
Is that the same guy that was suspended the week before for wrecking something?
Same guy.
Possibly.
Same guy. Same guy that maybe caused a nuclear disaster down the backstretch there. Yeah. But yeah, I saw that again. I can tell you, he probably hated to have to do that to you. He hates to have an ever race like that, but sometimes it happens.
Oh, really?
That's kind of what every interview is. I hate that happened. I hated to have to race that way, but I think he said the same thing about McDowell. But weekend. The rest of the weekend, like I said, and I thought Heim was the best truck. He did a really good job. Credit to Daniel Hemrick. Very easily could have ran in there and wiped him out in the last corner. Instead, tried to drive to the outside and maybe cross him over down the front. Raced how you'd hope to see people race, and so credit to him because he could have easily just went in there and cleaned him out in turn 7 and went on to win the race. He did, and I know Corey gave him credit for that also. But good for Corey because super talented. Continues on. He'll continue on for many, many years to come winning races. Tristan wins the ARCA race. Tristan McKee. What is he, 10 years old? I think somebody said. Yeah, he's, I think, 8, 9, something like that. Born in 2010. He's like 15 years old in 5 days or something. He was actually not the youngest winner. Todd still had it for 15 years and 2 days, I think it was. But that race kind of fell in his hands. Brent was the best car, and then they had battery issues or something. But credit to that kid. I mean, he's done a really good job in the late model and just carries over. So we always talk about, Tommy, you put yourself in position to win races, and sometimes the wins find you.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about him, to be honest with you.
Oh, not a fan?
No.
Okay. No. Why not?
Just he doesn't drive well.
Oh, you don't like that?
No.
Maybe it's Spire.
Yeah, maybe it could be. Maybe they got a class up there, and I'm going to have to visit and see if there's a classroom up there for how they drive.
Just over, like in the late model stuff, I assume, like over aggressive? Or?
Yeah. I just don't like the way he drives.
Okay. Jeez.
I'm nothing to say.
How do you feel about the racetrack?
Very stoic.
Having a different opinion.
I don't have.
Hey, all right, that's fine. You're good. You're good.
I thought
Old man yelling at the cloud again.
the ARCA race he did a good job, but I'm with Tommy on some other stuff.
I've seen him. I watched some of the Cars 2 races. I never really had an issue with him. But I gotta say, he did get in some last week at Hickory, right? He was kind of in the middle of that deal.
Well,
Go ahead.
that really wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
I think personally they should have thrown a caution as soon as Honeycutt jumped, and they would have saved a lot of cars there. They should have threw a caution, reset. They waited too long, and then they put him to the back after the wreck, which I don't know. I mean, I think that the tower could have saved that issue.
Yeah.
And did he end up causing the wreck? Yes, probably when he kind of bounced off and hooked. But again, they're all like, well, how come caution's not out? Probably they're all like ungluing at that point.
Yep.
I'm not blaming him on that wreck at all. I blame the tower on that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah. If you're considering looking at it, it needs to be called off immediately and
Yeah.
look at it.
Yeah.
For them to make a call afterwards, they
Yeah,
do something.
wrecked a lot of race cars.
A lot.
Yeah.
Big wreck.
Hey, it's Dale Jr., and for the latest DBC gear, we need you to go to shop.dirtymomedia.com. We've got plenty of options, and we're adding new stuff all the time. Shop.dirtymomedia.com.
Spot on, spot off. Topic number 1. Michael McDowell and SVG should have left room for Austin Hill and Connor Zilisch to get back on the track. Spot on, spot off. Tommy.
Well, I think Connor did a really good job describing his. I don't know, man. I think it probably, Connor, what do you think? I think it was the same situation with McDowell, or you think?
I think it was a little bit different. I feel like they met more so off the track, like they were both out in the runoff, and I don't know if it was the same exact scenario, but my biased opinion
Yeah.
is, I maybe could have been left at least a car length to come back onto the racing surface after I went onto the runoff, but I guess I'm guessing if I was Shane, I would say the opposite. So
Yeah. And here's where I'm at with it, and Josh, I don't know, but if you drive, and this is for you, we saw this with Hocevar in qualifying as well. We can talk about that in a minute, but we saw a little bit with Austin. Like, if you drive yourself out there, 5 lanes, whatever it is off the racetrack, I don't understand why it becomes my obligation to let you back on the racetrack. If I feel like if you knock a guy out there, yes, you should absolutely give him the room to come back. But if you're trying to gain an advantage by swinging out wide off a corner, or kind of, you blitz it into 6th there, racing Shane, because you got plenty of racetrack to use up, I don't think it should be Shane's obligation. I don't think it should have been McDowell's obligation to leave you room to get back. And now, by the way, they're going to leave you room to get back on the racetrack, and you're going to be in better position than them for the next corner. So I'm spot off for, I don't think it should be expected. I think they obviously could. Absolutely. Shane definitely did not take his normal line in the 7. And for the reason, he'd probably, because he knows if he does, you're going to have a nose on him and you're going to pass him and be gone. And the same thing with them guys. Like, I just don't think it should be, if you're driving out there, it's not my problem that you drove out there. Why do I have to let you back on the racetrack?
it did become his problem, actually.
It's all big. Yeah, it did, because somebody forgot to lift.
Yes. No, I definitely, I accept the blame. Thanks.
Well, I didn't want to lie to you.
Sorry.
Where are you at?
I'm honestly just spot off because people got wrecked. Like, at the end of the day, it was 19 to go, and we should have still finished first and second, one way or the other. So I'm spot off for the wreck, but I think the racing part was probably more just a racing deal with our situation. Like, Shane was trying to keep us wide, and we have to get back on at some point. And we did have position in the 6, so, like, we were just side by side at that point. The other deal was probably a little more malicious. I don't think that, and Tommy, you may disagree with me. I don't think Austin intentionally wrecked McDowell. Like, I don't think it was like the hook at Indy that he wrecked him. He wrecked the hell out of him and caused a big wreck.
I just think he gets to a point and he uncorks. I mean, that just his mental capacity changes. Something happens at that point in time when you should be able to stay a little bit more focused, right?
I can't believe he lined up behind me on the last restart. I was scared. I was so scared.
We chose, and Connor said, "Oh no."
I was like, oh boy. Here we go.
How was the? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I knew something was going to happen with him before that when he turned you going into one because he went in and rode right behind you, right?
Yeah,
and I'm
squared you up.
he's already getting ready to do something. I mean,
You could see if you watch it back. I'm sure I don't know if you have or not, but like you could see he kind of brakes for the corner, and then throttles up again to make sure he gets through your bumper and knocks you out. Like it's not like he just got in hot and overcooked it. Like he hit his brakes, he hit his corner, and then he kind of throttled up again to get to you. The one thing that I did want to ask you about was the new restart zone, which you ran there last year. So how much different was that? Like getting through 7, and how much? I want to say help turn 1, but you got ran over in turn 1 anyway.
Yeah.
But how much different was that this year versus last?
It definitely changed it. The outside worked a little better. It widened, it spread us out going into 1, but it just made it weird. Like it was, I don't know how to explain it, but the restarts were just interesting, different. I didn't like it as much, I don't think, but I'm not opposed to it. Like, I don't feel like we wrecked in turn 1 quite as big as we usually do. So that's, I guess, a good thing, but clearly it didn't stop us from wrecking.
Yeah. It was easy to call that restart zone, wasn't it?
I seen some more deer, I think, over there. I seen
Dude,
cars.
he called me clear one time.
I literally apologize.
I look in my quarter mirror and I'm like,
Nah.
I am not clear at all.
Like he comes off the apex of 7 and he looks clear, and then he comes under that bridge and they're like doored. I'm like, nah, my bad. We had next call. I'm like, hey, that was on me.
The wreck, I forget, it wasn't even a wreck, but I think it was like Kyle Busch and Danny got together in front of Bubba. And I was just like, keep coming, I guess. I don't even know, like, because they're wrecking behind that bridge, which they got all those panels on. You can't see anything behind the bridge, but
We were lucky they never wrecked on a restart in 7 because it would have
it
been
would have been.
well, there's 2 spotters now sitting at this table. You've run how many road course races so far?
This year, 5.
So
4.
do you think there should be some major changes on spotting for moving forward of what they need to do at these tracks for you guys to see better, or do we need 12 spotters per team?
No.
Like what? I mean,
What other series in the world has spotters?
I'm gonna kick you out of this room
spot off.
You're gonna be walking around with 2
Sorry.
broken arms.
I think my opinion is like, and we've kind of worked on this. We have like a little bit of a group now that works with NASCAR a little more from the spotter side, and I think just kind of getting ahead of those places that we go to. Like we went to Mexico and none of us had any input on the spotter stand until you get there, and by the time you're an hour before practice, it's too late to make a change.
Yeah, the main spotter stand in Mexico was
I was down there with the little
Not
flag
ideal.
when it was poured down. Yeah. It was bad. So like we've tried to get ahead of that, maybe going to new places next year and just going back to other places that we already go to make it better, because I feel like a lot of times we just kind of get stuck somewhere and then we get there and like, this don't work, but there's no option for us to move.
Yeah.
They've already sold seats. So we're trying to get ahead of that for next year where we don't really have to add more people, but the guys we have are in better locations.
All right, next topic. NASCAR should consider putting gravel traps, grass, or something similar back at the exits to turns 1, 5, and 6. Spot on, spot off, Connor.
I am a fan of grass and curbs and, forcing you to stay on the racetrack. So I would say spot on. I just don't know what that would create, especially gravel. Gravel would create so many cautions. But I do think that the amount of asphalt that we have to work with is too much. So spot on, but it would need to be something very well thought out to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm almost Tommy. I remember. We had the exit of 5 used to be grass, like right at the surface, and then turn 1 we had that big gravel trap. I think did they move the gravel in 6 or like because I feel like it's further. I feel like we use more runoff now. There's still gravel there, but it feels like it's further away now.
It's way out there.
But yeah, I just think like Connor said. Like we're seeing these accidents because you're able to just run out there, and then when you get out there, you're just coming back and hoping the guy gives you room. And when he doesn't give you room, we have the SVG wreck. We have that huge wreck down the backstretch. You got. It's like if you give these, I said it on here a million times. You give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. So like I think you have to kind of put these guys back in a box where they can't just use all these lanes.
it's crazy how it's changed over the years because it only took one guy to start doing all that, then everybody's doing it because we never used to use not even one as much as we did now. And again, there's a lot smarter people. We can say a lot of things, but ultimately they're doing it for safety, right? They've measured all this. They understand all these things. What happens with the the car, with the speed, with the grass, when the car hits the grass, what happens when it hits the wall. They know so much more. They have so much data on it. I think a lot of it it's because of for safety, and number one. And number two, when we had all that gravel, when a car got stuck, there was always a caution.
Yeah, that's
right?
the thing.
So I don't know, man. I don't even know what to do. I mean, if you put walls there, you're going to wreck, right? And I don't know. It's just make it the track, right? I mean, move the curbs and make it the track, and then it's the track. I don't know what else to.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, spot on. They need to keep them closer to the track, but it's going to be bad if there's gravel everywhere and the track's narrow. You're going to get bigger wrecks and a lot longer cautions. That's going to really drag it out.
And,
so
I mean, that race was done. I think that was the fastest. Seemed like
It's
the
like
fastest.
a 2-hour race, I think.
Yeah.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
They should all be 2 hours. I don't know whoever. I don't know. I'm assuming it's like strategy related, but I feel like the Cup race, the Xfinity race, and the truck race were all the same length.
Same
You know what I mean? Like it was like 75 laps, 80 laps, and 90 laps. It was like why are we so, or 82 laps and 90 laps? It was like why are we so close in distance? Which all those other two races they had to be longer than the Cup race, right? I would assume.
Yeah, time wise.
Yeah, time wise, they both had to be way longer. It felt like.
They were by like 40 or 50 minutes, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, well, we had to replace a wall in one of them, so it was all Hirschman's
That red
fault.
flag was so long.
Every time Hirschman put his chair away, he's got a chair up there that he sits in like an idiot, and every time he put it away, we had a long red flag. So it was all there. Drew Herring was
What
blaming
was his
Hirschman.
rush? Where was he going?
Home, I guess. I don't know. Trying to get to the modified race.
Oh, yeah,
Shamung.
All right, next topic. SVG wins his 4th race of the year by 11 seconds, breaking Tony Stewart and Jimmy Johnson's rookie record for most wins by a rookie. He is the most dominant rookie driver in the Cup Series history. Spot on, spot off. Josh.
spot on for winning, but I wouldn't say he's the most dominant rookie. Like, things Tony Stewart did at all the tracks is a lot different, I feel like. He's probably the most dominant road course guy we've ever seen. And I think maybe you'd have seen some of that if their cars were different 10 or 15 years ago. But what he can do on road courses right now is dominant for sure. But, I mean, I think Tony winning at other places, I think his first win was Richmond. That's a lot different than being good at road courses, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know how he's going to lose a road course. Like, if everything goes, like, unless obviously you had bad luck, untimely caution, something like that, like, unless Numbnuts over here gets a cup ride next year, like, I don't know who's gonna race with him. He is just dominated this year. It hasn't really been close.
We'll see this time next year.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. But, and there's somebody coming that maybe has an announcement sometime in the near future that can race with him. Now, we've seen him be able to race with him and then wreck the out of him. But
Who
it's
is
just,
that?
Some guy. He's coming.
I wanna meet him.
I want to meet
Raise
him.
your hand if you know him.
No, he can't raise his hand.
Raise your left hand if you know who that is. But I mean, it's incredible, and like you said, it's a lot of it is just execution. It's just knowing when to push, knowing when not, when to just kind of ride. And but yeah, I agree with Josh. I don't know that he's the most dominant. His stats are going to be the most dominant because he's going to have all these wins. But yeah, it's kind of you're not really comparing apples to apples.
And he'd say the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
he understands there's a lot of work to be done everywhere else, and that's honestly been the most fun we've had this year is trying to learn everywhere else.
How much? I mean, Tommy's talked about it before. We talked about it a little bit, but like, how much have you seen that progression on his side of it, driving wise? I mean, the guy went out. The perfect example is the damn Legend car.
Mm-hmm.
He was lost week one. That thing, like, it was fun to watch, and then by the end of the thing, it's like whatever 10 weeks or 8 weeks, he won a race.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much has he progressed just on ovals?
A ton of progression, and we really haven't been anywhere for the second time yet. A lot of places still been new and just firing off the truck, and we've worked on so much different stuff, whether it's practice and kind of closing that gap to qualifying. And I feel like he's to the point now that he can do it for short spurts. It's just putting whole races together to where he can run top 15 to start getting the top 10s. But for the last month and a half, like, if we execute, we've been top 20. And I think that for right now, for him, that's awesome going places the first time. So it's been a lot of fun and a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt.
Next topic. Nice Motorsports fires Caden Honeycutt after he signs a contract for 2026 with a Toyota team. Spot on, spot off, Freddie.
First of all, did you see Cody's statement, EFAW?
Well, I saw the initial tweet was not good.
Yeah. But did you see Cody did like an interview with
Yes.
someone? Did you read it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you can speak then.
So
That was a nice tee up.
yeah, it was nice. And that's where my opinion changed, because like when I saw tweet from Nice last week, I was like, this sounds ridiculous. Like, it was whoever, that was a poorly crafted tweet to where it basically just sounded like this guy signed with another team and we're firing him because of that now, immediately. You get into it a little bit more, and it sounds, Tommy, a little bit more manufacturer related than it is anything else, because obviously he is leaving Nice Motorsports. He is signing with a Toyota team. You could probably put 2 and 2 together that he's going to be the one to replace Heim in the 11. But does it just come down strictly to manufacturers here?
Yeah. I think they had a heavy hand in the decision making. And still don't understand why. I don't think they were going to start anything until the season was over, right? Simulation or anything with Toyota. And what could you? I think they just took somebody out of the championship chance to win a championship for the manufacturers. So I'm not too sure if that was a good decision, because he's a good race car driver, right? Yeah. And man, he just gave another manufacturer a chance to.
Yeah, you just he is. If you're truly, and I feel bad for the guys on that truck, the crew chief, the team guys,
the whole team.
They've worked their whole season to try to win this championship, and Kaden very clearly was going to be their best option to win a championship, or at least race for it. And now, it's just, I feel like you've taken that opportunity away from them guys. I don't know who's going to drive it the rest of the year. They put some other idiot in there this week. He was driving through the dirt, and I saw him in the gravel.
Yeah, it was a bad day. I wrecked every no, it was going to be a good day. But I wrecked every corner of that thing.
My note was, have you finished a truck race yet, or are you still running into further?
Thanks. Yeah, I did wreck every corner of that truck, but it was fun. It's just the truck series is a mess.
That's what I forget who. Somebody told me the same thing. Somebody's like, I haven't gone back and run a truck in a while. I can't remember who it was, and they're like, the mid pack of that truck series is a disaster.
Getting back to the Nice guys, that's a great group of guys.
They are,
right.
Yeah.
The whole team. I mean, they're a bunch of racers, and
that's the thing.
Is that the truck
that's
that Phil's
the feel
on?
that I get.
Yes.
Phil's on my truck, and like Cody, Efal, like they don't want to deal with the drama. They just want to race. Like they didn't want to have to get rid of Kaden. They didn't want those circumstances to happen, but they were basically left with no choice. Like once Chevy caught wind of what was going on and realized what was happening, I think Cody said in his interview, like, when you can't go to the simulator, you can't, you don't have these resources.
You lose Josh.
Yeah,
right?
your chances of winning a championship quickly diminish, and eventually you have to choose the future of your team over the hope of something happening this year. So it was a very tough decision for them, and I talked to Cody about it, and he said, this isn't what we want to do. This isn't the way we wanted things to go. Obviously, it hurts our team. It's not good for anybody, but they were left with no choice. So I hate it for Kaden. Obviously, I feel bad that this has to happen to him, but it's just bad circumstances.
Yeah, and Josh, luckily for him, I mean, I hate to say luckily, but the timing works out pretty well for Kaden to where, unfortunately, Stewie gets hurt, so now there's a Toyota seat available in a really good truck for him to get in and go back and contend for this championship.
Yeah. To me, it's a weird situation. Like, are you hurting yourself more? Are you helping yourself more by taking him out now, or hurting yourself more that he gets 10 races with Toyota?
You're racing against him.
You're kind of letting him try out and get.
I think they made a big mistake.
It's kind of
ended it.
Yeah, whoever decision it was, they made a mistake.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, whoever was the one that pulled the trigger and said we have to get rid of this guy, I think it was the wrong maneuver.
It's probably benefiting Kaden more than anything at the end of the day.
And like Tommy said earlier, shout out to Kaden. Deservedly so, is going to get an opportunity next year. That's going to be really good stuff. And he's just a really good race car driver. I've been saying that. You watch him in the late model, he does really well.
Everything
he gets in, he's
a racer, man. You talk to him, that's all he's thinking about is just race cars.
All right, last topic. Elton Sawyer told Sirius XM NASCAR Radio he thinks a horsepower increase is the right move, but wouldn't happen until 2026 at the earliest. Spot on, spot off, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how much horsepower it's going to take to make a change. I know they did try some stuff in New Hampshire a couple weeks ago in a test, and they were surprised on some things that happened.
Surprised in a good way or a bad way?
I don't think it was in a good way.
Yeah.
Which is really a surprise to me, because I've been the one that we've talked about it even when Mark was on here about 100 horsepower would make a difference, and I don't think it made much of a difference to move the needle. But New Hampshire's hard, right? That's a hard place to judge by. I think, again, if you add that horsepower to a place like Richmond, a place like Martinsville, and keep softening the tires a little bit more, you're going to see some better racing. But, yeah, we'll see.
And I think the big thing is, for me, and Reddick said this back on our show, I think 2 years ago, maybe, or a year and a half ago. He said, you're not gonna flip the switch and add more horsepower and make the racing great. He's like, unless you go ridiculous over 1,000 horsepower. He said, but so Tommy, to me, like, this is not like a end all be all. This is going to fix everything if we get another 100 horsepower. Like, there's still some fundamental problems with this car that keep it from racing well in traffic, right?
Yeah, and I think Denny mentioned it last week on his show. What's happened is everybody's honed into the setups now, and everybody's like really close to what they're all doing. So it's even making it harder. Every time we have a major change, it takes a little bit for us all to figure everything out. And some with better tools and more money figure it out before others. But then the garage gets to talking, and you get to hear things, and you get to try things in your own system. And now we're in the window, man. We all know what to do at all these tracks, and all honing into just a little bit of issues that we have. And it's getting closer. I think the top 30, sometimes 36 cars are separated by 3/4 tenths of a second sometimes during practice and during the races. Yeah, obviously more cars fall off, have issues during the race, but it's hard, man, right now. Yeah. I'm telling you, it is hard.
Connor, how much different? I know you haven't run the Cup car a lot, but the biggest complaint that everybody has about the two cars is Xfinity car. The trailing car can be on offense. He can kind of dictate what happens. If you got a better car, you can get to the guy in front of you. You can pack air. You can move him around a little bit. It's kind of flipped with the Cup car where the guy in front is kind of controlling. If he can aero block you, then you're kind of at his mercy. Can you feel that, obviously, in the short time you've been around?
Oh, yeah. It's crazy, honestly. And it's not I think horsepower can help, but it's not a fix. It's just you can't follow behind a guy and go through the corner with the same amount of speed. And that's just the simple answer. I don't really know what – I mean, we've had good races in the next-gen era. It's not like it's impossible to have a good race. It's just a lot harder to, because I feel like the Xfinity cars create a show every week and put on a great race basically every week. It's just there's good races and bad races with the next-gen car, and that's kind of just how it's been all year long and the past 2 years. Kansas, for instance, like we've had some baller races at Kansas. We've had some really good races, but it's just, it's missing something. I don't know what it is, but it has potential. But I want to see change. Like I think that's what I think that's where everyone's at at this point. Is just throw something at it. I mean, I know they're testing. I know that I'm preaching to the choir, but
let's just go on the record though. We've been wanting change to everything that we've
forever.
developed for years. I mean, and it's never gonna not be like that. I mean, they're gonna make a major change, and again, we're gonna adapt to it.
You guys are too smart,
right? We're gonna adapt to it, and then we're gonna be screaming for a change again, right? I mean, it's the ebb and flows of our industry. It's just what happens.
It's like taking diffusers off a year ago. Does that matter anymore?
No.
It was cool though.
We get the vantage point to see all these races from the top, and like it's hard for me to put in words sometimes, but like how much more fun is it to Xfinity race than it is, or even truck sometimes? But the truck guys drive me insane.
Yeah.
But the Xfinity races they're more fun to spot, especially plate racing.
Yeah, plate racing. I mean, I said this, and it probably is not the right thing to say from a spotter standpoint, but Talladega, we led the last 7 or 8 laps, and that was all I could do, talking and trying to make it happen, and it didn't work out at the end, but you felt like you mattered a lot. Then you get in the Cup race, and it's too wide around the bottom, and you're running 10th, you're like, I can't tell you anything.
Yeah, there's nothing to do.
There's nothing, and it's awesome, like just how you can create runs and control runs and block runs and stuff like that, and just have more of an outcome on it. Even road courses, the race with Shane, the 6-7 laps before we ended up getting together, was awesome racing. Like, it was incredible. And then you look at the Cup race, and we raced Blaney the first stage, and we were racing hard, but from TV we're just 5 back, but we're tongue out doing all we can, and it's the same. You're trying just as hard as we were trying on Saturday, but you just don't see it.
And Tommy, like just to close this out, like everybody, you see it all the time. Give us more horsepower, rip the diffuser off, take the underbody off. Like, it can't be that simple.
No, it's not. Trust me, everybody.
It's not that easy.
We're going testing. We're doing things behind the scenes of trying to make it better. But I don't know if we were all in the older cars and we had this much information and this much technology, it'd probably be the same, right? Yeah, the cars would be reacting differently, but we would have been a lot closer in speed, and we don't know what would have been back then if we were all within 2-3 tenths of a second. Well,
knowing how it works right now, if they told us next week that we could show up with whatever you wanted, within 3 months everybody would show up with the same stuff because that's what worked.
Yeah.
So there's a lot bigger stuff.
And the weird thing is, if they said you can show up next week with everything you want, anything you want, nobody would be radically different. I don't think. You know what I mean? They would all kind of be in the same. Everybody knows what they need to do to make the cars go faster now because we've been doing this for 3 years with this car, or whatever, 4 years probably. But it's this. If you said, all right, here you can do whatever you want, we'd all probably show up very similar to each other because you're all sharing information. But yeah, your point, like if somebody did hit on something, we would all have it in the next 3 weeks or whatever it would be. But yeah, it's just. Listen, it's definitely a little flawed, but they're trying to do what they can to fix it. I don't know what that's going to take.
All right, it's time for Reaction Theater, where fans can call in and voice their opinions from the weekend's race. And here is the first call.
Hey, man, all you Kyle Busch fans better change your name from Rowdy Nation to Abstinence Nation. Better just pack up the Viagra. Ain't going to happen.
The Viagra.
Well, summer shootout's over.
Yeah, well, we did. He
got 1 week.
He got one win, one cup win.
The fans got 1 week of reprieve.
Yeah, he got one cup win because he won 6 Legend Car races.
Yeah, that was the rule.
We decided that equaled one cup win.
I think he'll run the winter races over there too.
He might have to.
Well, I can clearly say now that JR Motorsports needs to put a roof hatch in all of Connor's cars. That way he can open it up, come up out of it, celebrate safely, get back in the car, and then get out of it safely.
Thanks.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's a
Might
good
want to use that moving forward.
We have a roof hatch in every car.
There is a new rule coming out Tuesday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Is there actually?
The Connor rule, yeah.
Oh.
No, what do you mean, oh?
Is there actually?
Yeah.
What's the rule?
About getting on the car?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard about that.
Yeah.
Captain Hook strikes again. Maybe Austin Hill should consider a new profession. Maybe a hooker, since that's what he's best at. At least he wore black gloves this time instead of the white ones.
Did he actually wear black gloves?
Yeah, I saw that.
God.
Good on him.
Captain Hook was pretty good.
Black gloves are definitely strategic.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was some
yeah.
strategic thing.
Go ahead. Go. Let it go. Let it out.
Nah, I just
Let it
don't
out.
understand it. Man. I just, like,
Well, I don't know if you know. I don't know if you heard, but he did not wreck Eric's. He still has not wrecked Eric intentionally. He
taking it
doubled
to
down
his
on that
grave.
this week.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't. That was not intentional.
okay.
Well, Connor hit the ground faster than Xfinity Mobile, and I hope he can heal as fast as Xfinity 10G.
SVG was. I think he said it, but when the PR person, he
Yeah,
called
that
out
was funny.
That was funny.
I had to pay him $100 to say that. We had a bet going because his PR lady is like, she's funny, and she was so mad about that. It was the funniest thing ever. Peyton.
Yeah, he went 1 week of saying it nonstop and doing that, and then the next week didn't say it one single time at Sonoma, like on purpose.
Yeah.
She was probably mad.
I told him during the red flag though, because I saw.
Well, she said every time that he says it, she can go buy a pair of golden gooses. So that's why she wants him to say it.
Yeah, but I told him during the red flag that Xfinity tweeted that he's the most person to say it the most ever in a year.
Oh, good! Congratulations.
Yeah, that was my 57th time saying it this year.
You didn't even get the chance to say it.
I said it in my radio. They interviewed me under the red flag. I was in
okay.
my car, and I came over the radio and said my car is as fast as Xfinity Mobile.
How good would it have been if he got up and like I fell as fast as Xfinity. Get it in one more time and
Yeah,
just get it out.
like Xfinity
This stretcher is not as fast as it.
Send me my money.
Oh man.
Just sitting here on the toilet taking a next gen. This car is a pile of shit.
Oh God, I would agree, but I'd get suspended.
I think it's great on the road courses. I don't know.
Yeah, Josh thinks this thing's perfect for road course racing.
Yeah, but there was a lot of coming and going at the end.
Yeah,
Don't
I mean,
you
but
agree?
it's what we come down to. It's tires. Like tires, I think, make the biggest difference of anything.
That's usually what makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Handling and tires. Strategy.
Strategery.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
Woo! Chris Wright fans better get their red solo cups out and start partying, because there ain't no way he's winning show of the week.
No way. And we have to, as much as we're on him,
we got to give him credit.
Got to give him credit.
I thought he was going to win.
I thought he had a chance.
I thought Kristen kind of blew one of the corners. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's going to win the race.
I saw a tweet that was like, this guy did a really good job. He needs an Xfinity ride.
If he won, he was going to be on the show.
He was going to come on.
We were going to have to apologize.
I don't know that he would have agreed to come on, but
we might have to apologize on some of it.
But no, Chris did a good job. He finished second or third?
Second.
Yeah.
Third, right? I think he finished third.
He might have got past the last couple.
I don't remember. But
All right, so leave an audio message 24/7. Call our number at 704-802-9572, and we'll play the best ones each week on the show. Connor, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
Connor,
guys.
thanks buddy. Feel better.
Thanks.
Don't do anything stupid.
See you later. Take your headset off.
You need,
I'll call you.
Hang on,
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I'll call you tomorrow.
Nah, wait.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for Ask DBC, where you could send your questions in on X using the hashtag AskDBC. This one's from Joey, and more for Tommy, with Chase Elliott fans calling for Alan Gustafson to be replaced as Chase's crew chief. When do you know it's time to make a change?
Tommy, how ridiculous is the fact that they want this guy replaced, first of all?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's very easy for people to sit back and say that and not understand how good Alan really is. But look, at the end of the day, there might be a change, right? And I guarantee you the change won't be firing or getting rid of
Yeah, he's
Alan,
not leaving.
Right? They might end up swapping crew chiefs, doing some things, seeing some new energy come in. But I don't really think that's the problem. I mean, they're in the playoffs again. They're I don't know. Let's see at the end of the year what goes on. But man, Alan's good. I wouldn't.
I mean, am I crazy? Is the guy not racing for the regular season championship?
Yeah. Doesn't he have the best average finish of the year?
Yeah.
Just because he doesn't win, we need to change everything.
Yeah, I don't.
They're doing fine. They're just not winning every week. He's right there though.
And I think Chase has been pretty open about this. That this car doesn't really fit his driving style a lot, and but it just boggles my mind. These people, did you see them at the end of the stage 2 yesterday?
Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Did you see this? He stopped. Last one to go.
Oh no! I see that. He shut the engine off. I'm like, he must think it's.
He come by and like you said, like when he got to the line, he boom, clean cut, saving fuel, and I'm like, wow, is he saving that much? And then I realized I think it was 42 caught him. He fired up and took off again, and I was like, Trey, did you guys that up? He's like, oh yeah, I think it was Trey. Unfortunately for Trey,
Oh, boy.
We flipped the stage and we were like 30 back. I'm like, I think that 9 shut off. Keep digging.
It was but it's this question I think is just so moronic from that particular fan base. Just I don't know what more you want. I know the guy only won one race this year, but
so far,
it's just
they're just fun.
I don't know. The problem for me is you replace Alan with who? Like, you gonna take Chad out of the front office and bring him on the box?
He don't want to do it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't agree with it. But I'm sure it's never going to change.
All right, let's go to Show Hall of Fame. We'll nominate someone each week, and the fans will vote on who gets included. There was a tie last week.
A tie?
Yeah, Chris Wright's having a good week. He did not fully win. He just tied.
He finished second twice.
Yeah. With the Cars Tour late model stock crash. Who's got it this week?
I got a list. I mean, there is, I think, first of all, Connor volunteered himself in the text message he sent me on Saturday night. He said, I'm the show of the week. And I said, it's going to be hard to beat, probably. So Connor definitely has to be on that list. Connor might make the list twice because he also maybe show for Wreck and Shane. Unfortunately,
he did not wreck Shane. He didn't wreck him.
You know how awkward that is for me?
What the were you watching?
He did not wreck.
He drove into his left rear quarter or right rear quarter panel and wrecked the out of him.
No, not on purpose.
It doesn't matter if it's on purpose. He wrecked the out of him. I know he didn't do it on purpose, but it happened. Same with Austin Hill. I don't think he did it on purpose, but it happened.
That's a little bit different.
Okay, it's because you're like this kid. You don't like the other kid.
No, I would tell. I've been yelling at him. I yelled at him all last week about Iowa.
I'm just saying.
Don't you worry. He gets it.
Oh, I know. He trust me. I know he gets it.
Yeah.
So obviously the Austin Hill McDowell wreck down the backstretch, that was a nuclear bomb going off, is one. I don't think we need to put Zilisch on there twice.
Why? Why not then?
Well, because we don't have. I got a list of 8 things over here that we got to talk about.
I personally don't want to see the video anymore because it trended way too much on Saturday night for me.
Oh yeah. This tow truck. Did you see this, Josh?
I did. That's a hell of a block on.
I mean, this tow truck. I found out it was a track and count.
Was that Wrecker 1?
That was. I think that's Johnny Dennison and Wrecker 1. I don't really know what. That's the leader. They're under green, obviously. We'll tweet these videos or retweet the videos. This is Varney Speedway in Canada. I don't know what the hell's going on.
You need to explain it because the people that are listening and they're not watching are complaining that we're doing this.
But I'm sure they've seen it because I got tagged in this video 1,000 times. The tow truck drives across the racetrack. I don't know why. He's going from the outside to the inside of the racetrack while the leaders are coming and realizes it, I think, midway and throttles up, but does not make it.
Do you think he was aiming for that hole to try to get
I mean, he had to have been. But
he's like, uh-oh.
Like, what?
A couple people texted me and said I think he was coming back from a beer run.
Yeah, that would have been definitely Wrecker 1 if that was the case. But that one, this Flagman, this was at New Paris Speedway, I think, or Paris, New Paris Speedway in Indiana. What's this guy thinking, Tommy?
What does he do that every week?
I don't know. So the Flagman is basically standing on the start-finish line and throwing the green flag as the entire field is bearing down on him. Like, I don't understand.
Was he too late? Did they take off too early and he was supposed to climb the fence?
Like, I remember Ray Mortuano, I remember Dutch Miller used to do this with the figure eights. Bruce Knoll did it for the figure eights forever when I was racing. Like, they would start at the start-finish line and run away from the pack.
No, they used to start at the X.
Yeah. So I'm saying, the X, the finish line for the figure eights.
Not the start-finish line. Finish line.
In the middle, like the finish line for the figure eights would be in the intersection, basically. So they would start in the middle of the intersection and run back. But at least they ran away from the cars and jumped on a wall. Yeah. This guy just he sidesteps the whole field. He's let me step out of the way. Look.
You see that a lot, and they run to the infield, do it from the infield like chili ball. Yeah. Why did he go to the wall? Like, I'm just gonna let him go by.
I don't know what that guy was. That was so. I think we're going with we'll put Connor on the list just because he nominated himself, just for the wrecking himself out of the car. The big wreck in Xfinity, the tow truck.
How about
and the Flagman? Maybe, I don't know.
The pace truck that was backing down the backstretch and Daniel died. Smoked him.
Yeah, I just saw that. What the hell's going on here? And that's a spot where it's kind of hard to spot that. You can't even from the bus stop. You wouldn't be able to tell that truck's backing up. But I think it's those. So it's Connor, Austin Hill wreck, the tow truck, and the Flagman.
Yeah.
We'll see who wins. We'll tweet those videos out. But this was the most I've had on my list. I had 8 or 9 things on here. Connor Daly getting intentionally wrecked. It looked like that was a big wreck.
Is he okay?
I think he's okay. He was tweeting about it last night, so I think he's okay. That was a hard hit.
Is that AM PM? Is that like headache medicine?
No, it's like a gas station store. But I thought that Danny had it on his car. Maybe it was Indy. I can't remember. But I was like, what the hell is that? It sounds like a medicine. Yeah. It sounds like like NyQuil or something. Dayquil, NyQuil. And I drove by a gas station and the store was AM PM. I was like, oh, all right, now I get it. But yeah, so that was it was a big week for shows.
Remember to vote on our Show Hall of Fame Twitter poll. Who you want to see inducted into the Show Hall of Fame each week. Yeah, time for DBC Picks.
Sunshine wins with my guy.
The guy's got one eye.
Broken back,
and he wins. My pick doesn't even race. He's out there with a broken chicken wing. No one even told me that I picked him, and I could have picked SVG.
Yeah. It says on the sheet you can't pick him again until the playoffs. It does say on the sheet.
Yeah.
When? No, you just put that. I was saving him, and you guys reset. God dang! And I'm the only one that had him.
None of your friends told you that you could change it.
No, of course. Yeah. You want a friend, you buy a dog. Remember that.
How's Rufus anyway?
Rufus? I left this morning. He was out and about. I yelled at him. He stopped.
Checking the neighborhood
Then I
out.
drove away, and all of a sudden he's like, kept walking.
Well, the good news is, Tom, you get to pick first this week because you got it
great.
start. So
Where do we even race at?
Richmond this week.
I'm going for
So the
Hocevar.
Hocevar. I will take Brad Keselowski.
Carson, what about you?
Carson. I guess Carson didn't center pick in.
Austin
No.
Dillon's available for her. He's got really good entry speed there. he can get the center next to the turn.
Should we just pick somebody for Carson?
Yeah. They want me to pick for her?
Yeah, you pick for her.
Catherine Legg, no.
How about Jimmy Spencer? You want to take Jimmy Spencer?
She might not like this. I'll give her Chris Buescher.
He's pretty good there.
That's a good pick for her. For some of the guests, Josh Berry. Is that one of my open picks?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
That's a good pick.
That's who I was. That was the other guy I was looking at to pick there. So, hopefully, I can't believe Sunshine wins with Bubba of all things too. That's funny because I was giving him when he texted me that I was like, you really want to pick Bubba? You know where we're going, and now he wins the damn picks. What a week, Thomas. How was your modified race this week?
Oh, man. Destroyed it.
Did junk, right? Throw the car away.
Threw it out.
I'm just
building.
glad Luke's for. I tweeted something. I kind of got a little flack for it, but a lot of people didn't understand. I said I hate this race. I didn't make. I think people thought maybe I misspelled hate this racing. It's that race in particular. Just we haven't had a good history. It's the same race. Unfortunately, Tom Senior lost his life. John Blewett III lost his life in that same August race at Thompson, and I mean it's just sickening. And then you watch Luke pound the fence, pretty much the same spot John did. It's I was like, man, I hate even watching this race.
What broke on this car? What happened? I
Well,
saw the video of that.
it started from the wreck before that. The spotter cleared his driver right into Luke, and something obviously was bent from there. And I was getting ready to actually pull him in once the 59 car went a lap down because we were the only car a lap down at the time and trying to get a caution and just stay in a lead lap, get back, work on the car a little bit. But, yeah something broke from that wreck.
You know what I wanted to ask you about before this comes up, because I think it's going to be maybe a week before we see it come up, and I meant to bring this up in the Honeycutt topic. Where are you at on Friesen applying for a waiver?
It's the rule, right? He's allowed to.
He's allowed to.
Yeah,
He's absolutely
so,
allowed
yeah,
to.
Let's apply for it, right?
Yeah, Josh. I mean, if here's if you know, and I'm not a doctor, I don't know for sure, but I have to assume that Stewart's not coming back this year. It seems pretty far-fetched to believe he's going to come back in the next 2 months or whatever it is. Do you think it's right to take up a spot if you have no intention on racing?
I don't. Obviously, we know he's hurt and all this stuff with his pelvis and stuff. But if you know you're not coming back, I don't think it's right. What are you? You're just trying to get the money and guaranteed point spot, I guess.
Yeah, and
I think it's kind of tough.
And
to
Bob
say.
tweeted something like it was like for the driver standings of it, it was like from 10th to 20th, it was like a $7,000 to $10,000 difference or something like that. So it's not like it's an absorbent amount of money.
It's more to it than the money.
Well, what is it?
It's politics, manufacturer politics.
I know. That's the thing. It's obviously the problem is he's a Toyota team. There's two Fords sitting on the cut line if he does not race. We had this situation with Kurt back, the year he got hurt. He had already won Kansas, and he knew he wasn't coming back, so he did not take the waiver. He did not. I don't remember if he applied for it, but he did not. He kind of forfeited his spot in the playoffs to let whoever else back in. If I remember that correctly. I don't know. I get a weird feeling about it. Like if you don't, and I know there's a lot more to it politics wise of trying to keep other manufacturers out of the playoffs, but I don't know. I don't think I'd have a great feeling about it if you're just burning a spot in the playoffs that you're not intending on using.
Yeah, I think that's probably will be the outcome is other people that make the decisions will know there's more to it as well.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day, it's the owners still fighting it out for the points. I mean, so I don't think
and I think they'll be pretty good with Kaden in that truck through the points.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be really good.
Oh, yeah.
The one last thing I wanted to touch on, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but Leigh Diffey is fantastic at his job, one of the best in the business. And if you're going to say you don't like the guy because of his accent, that says more about you than it says about anybody else.
Accents are great.
I don't even I don't care about. I mean, obviously his accent it's fun for us. We've had him on the show before. It's fun to give him about it, and people mix up. They're like, oh, this British guy, and he's obviously not British. But it's like I don't care what he sounds like. The guy does a great job up there. You know, he paints a picture better than almost anybody in our sport. I mean, I don't want to harp on this because I know they get a lot of but you compare that broadcast to the one you had on Friday, I don't care what the guy sounds like. Give me the guy that's on Sunday all the time. Yeah. You know, it's just I don't understand the people that are coming after this guy just because he sounds a little different. Like it's
easy.
It's just low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
People look for something. I think he does a great job no matter what his accent is. And I think for 77 years of NASCAR now, most of the years we've had somebody with an accent doing the broadcasting or pit reporting or something. It's been great.
Yeah.
And watching Knoxville Nationals all weekend, they had the guy there with the accent that was doing an awesome job.
Shout out, by the way, Alex Timms won this.
Good job,
Timms. Thank you.
Timms, way to go. Dominated it. Tim, we just had the headlines in here for Timms wins the Knoxville Nationals. Yeah. But shout out to Ryan Timms, who just, that wasn't even a race. He killed him. Like it was really impressive. His first A main that he made, 18 years old, and goes out and just dominates the race. So good for him. Unfortunately, did want to send our well wishes, condolences to the family of Robbie Brewer. He lost his life at Bowman Gray this week. It seemed like to me maybe he had a medical incident in the car that caused him to crash, and who knows when that all transpired. But I didn't know Robbie well. I don't think I've ever met him. But once we lose somebody in a racing family, we all kind of feel it. So shout out to his family, his friends, the people at Bowman Gray. I know he'll be sorely missed up there. And I don't think, Tommy, what we got? You're going racing this week, right?
Yeah, we got the tour race at Richmond, the modified tour race. We're building a brand new car. Hopefully it'll be done by Wednesday night to head to Richmond. And then Luke's got Anderson in the Cars Pro Tour race on Saturday. I'm going to take Jack to Riverhead for my dad's memorial race. And my dad and I are getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame at Riverhead, which would be pretty cool.
Congrats.
Get to do something with my dad again, and that's gonna be fun, man. I'm gonna really enjoy that day. I'm trying not to get aggravated.
Well, good luck.
It's hard at Riverhead not getting aggravated.
Two things against you. You're going to Riverhead with Jack.
Yeah.
The aggravation level might be a little bit higher.
Yeah. When is the modified race in Richmond? Thursday or Friday?
Thursday night.
Yeah. You want a spot?
No,
you sure?
I'll be there Friday morning.
Sure?
Sorry,
I can stay home.
No, you go get him.
I would rather you spot because you win races. I can't win a race with a 7 car.
There's only
Since Tommy brought this thing back like full time, I've spotted probably 20 races. We finished second. We've led and broke. I can't win a race with this car.
Is there any right turns in the track? I can only do the ones with the right.
And you only spot a quarter of the track.
Yeah, I can do the front stretch and a right turn.
Josh, what do you got going on? Just going to go kick everybody's ass at Richmond too, I guess?
I hope so. Yeah, I think Leigh will have a pretty good shot Friday night in the truck. He does a good job in the truck series, so go with that with him. It's the last race before the playoffs, I think. And then just still working with Shane, just trying to maximize stuff. I feel like he does a pretty good job on the short track.
The one thing I did, I forgot to bring this up earlier, and Tim's will kill me for dragging this story out. I see your T-shirt, and I wanted to get into how you just a quick backstory on how you got into the sport with your dad.
Long story. So my grandfather was general manager at the Martinsville Speedway for 25 years. So grew up around the track, riding bikes and sleigh riding and all that good stuff in the fields.
You literally grew up. Your house is on the property.
Yes. So when you turn into the racetrack, the first 3 properties on the right are all my family. My grandmother still lives there, cousins, everything. So
it's my parking spot.
It is, right? Yeah, don't give it away. So I grew up there, and then my dad in high school, it's a funny story, but I'll shorten it up, had a hernia operation. Well, back then you couldn't go to school for like 3 days. Well, it just so happened those 3 days, Dale Sr. was testing in Martinsville. So Dad went down there, he didn't feel that bad, and hung out and met Dale. So my dad ended up working for Dale out of high school for 25 years until Dale passed away, and then he worked in NASCAR until 2018. So just grew up around the souvenir side of it mostly, and then just all the business side of it, and it's kind of how I got my start being around it. So pretty much didn't know anything different other than Martinsville hot dogs, which are good, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That was a hot take. Larson,
man.
That's why somebody cut his brake line because he talked about the Martinsville hot dogs.
So, yeah, just grew up there and around racing, so.
And what the hell? I know you're a hell of a golfer. What the hell made you choose racing over golf, you dumbass?
Well, if I was that good, I'd still be doing it. That's what I tell everybody. But growing up around racing, I was still playing golf and started playing with drivers, like playing golf with drivers. And Scott Speed at the time needed a spotter, and we were playing golf all the time. He's like, why don't you travel? We'll play golf on Saturdays, and you can spot on Sundays. And I'm like, okay. Just grew up around it. I heard it, but I didn't know what I was doing. Well, the first NASCAR sanctioned thing I ever did was the night race in Bristol, the Cup race. So that was bad. So that's my first go at it. But since then, just kind of got into that. Golf was fun, but I was never good enough to make a real career out of it. So.
And last but not least, how is Brittany doing? I know she took a hell of a wreck a couple months ago.
Kansas week, Brittany was in a pretty bad car accident and got rear-ended and flipped over a couple times and got busted up pretty good. So
Josh's wife.
My wife, Brittany Williams now. She used to be a Zamora. You guys might know her from ARCA, late models, Kaden and stuff. But yeah, she was in a bad car accident. So I actually left Kansas and flew to Baltimore to be with her. That's the first race I've ever missed spotting. So that was a weird situation, but I need to be there for my family, obviously. But she's healing up good. She's getting close to being cleared to go back to work with her leg and her hand and everything. But daily activity, she's doing pretty good. Still just needs to be cleared to actually work and put in a good day's effort.
That's good. We're glad to hear it. Thank you for everybody for listening. I saw a bunch of our northern DBC listeners this week at the racetrack. I'm sure we're going to see a bunch. There's some guys need you to sign some. They keep asking me. I said, bring it to Richmond on Thursday. They're going to be there this weekend, so hopefully they get hooked up with you and sign everything.
Get there early Thursday before he gets pissed off.
yeah, he might not sign afternoon. But thanks for listening, everybody. We will be back next week with Bob Pockris is the guest next week. Yeah, on Monday. So we'll have a Sunday off, hopefully. No rain, and we get a little Sunday off, and then we'll come in back with Monday with old Bob. We got a couple good weeks coming. We got Bob next week, and I think Gluck's coming the week after that. So
Pockris.
We got old Pockris. We'll have some fun with Bob next week.
That's what I call him.
Had to bring the good guys back in after me and Connor. I see.
Yeah. We'll let you guys dip our ratings, and then we bring everybody right.
Sorry,
but thanks again to Connor for showing up. I know he's not feeling great, so it took a lot for him to get here this morning. But Josh, thank you for joining us. And
thanks for having me.
It won't be the last time. I promise.
I'll do it whenever you guys need.
Yeah, just go on another streak where you win every race. And we'll have to have you back in here.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening. We'll be back next week.